All right, welcome everyone to the Jimmy Tuxedo after party.
Woot.
So far, we have, of course, the guest of honor tonight. Jimmy Tux is with us. We got my producer, co-host, and pretty much best friend there, Mr. Mikey Famine, is with us.
Hola.
And we've got this crazy bastard right here. Ember is with us. We got another little cyclone out of Chicago. Michael Earhart is with us. Brother Sid is not my bro. We got the talented and smart Megan is with us as well. We got the captain of the ship, Stephanie Helms, is with us. We got the superhero survivor of all things heart related.
Aorta related.
There you go. All right. And of course, my brother from the other coast, Mr. Canadian Olliman, and his two Daryl and is it Daryl and Daryl? Yeah,
Daryl and Daryl.
Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
Larry, Daryl, and Daryl.
There you go. There you go. The skulls are back for the Halloween season, kids.
Right. That is correct.
Hell yeah.
So that means I should be wearing my horns all of October, shouldn't I?
I know. I was just thinking I should get decorations. I'm not sure. I have a big old skull that I put in my dashboard window when I'm driving, but my car's in the shop, so the skull is around the house somewhere, and I'm not sure where. Where did I put my skull?
Takes the place of the plastic Jesus.
Something like that, yeah.
The bobblehead Jesus.
Best
I
Jesus.
don't care if it rains or freezes as long as I got my plastic Jesus sitting on the dashboard of my car.
I like the hula dancers better than Jesus's.
Yeah. I think they should do a Mary like that.
Dancing buddy Jesus.
Hula Mary. I might actually go with that one.
And every once in a while, she drops a little Jesus out. Boop.
Oh, no.
Rolls into the heater element in the front of your car.
I'm a virgin, I swear.
Now it's starting to stink.
Yeah.
It's worse in the summer.
Well, Phoebe. Hi, Phoebe. Phoebe's popped in from
Baby J. Rose? My goodness.
Up early.
Phoebe from across the pond. Howdy.
Yeah.
She's not really, though. She's not anymore.
Phoebe, would you agree with me? We've only had one
she's
good
here now?
F1 race
on the
this
North
year.
American continent.
Phoebe, did you emigrate?
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Run.
You went the wrong way.
Unless, of course, you hit Canada, then you're all right. You're safe. Although we are we're starting to look pretty sketchy up here too.
Too many Americans.
The U.S. is a bad influence.
There are a fair number of Americans moving up.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
You're kidding.
Okay, now that song's going through my head, Megan. Thanks.
Phoebe's got one failing. Her ego's not anywhere near as big as mine. Don't get on her end.
Let me in. Let me in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. Never mind.
Oh man, I was setting up new memes earlier today, and I thought about doing a jail cell one, but I didn't because I'd just be on 45 jokes all the damn time. But maybe I should have.
Yeah, 45 had a hell of a day today.
I watched that position for a while. I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah, it's
I
been
like
a
watching him squirm.
GOP shit show today.
Mm-hmm. Taking all the L's.
It couldn't happen to a nicer bunch, though. I mean, it really is. It makes you smile a little bit. You know, poor Kevin McCarthy got taken out by.
It would appear that Kevin McAllister is the only Kevin that can
people
defend
in
the
the
house.
world, man.
Yep.
I missed it all.
Yeah, they ousted him.
Only Kevin McAllister can defend a house now.
It's true. But only against Joe Pesci and the guy who no one can remember their name.
Yeah,
Right.
That's true.
Joe Pesci.
Yeah,
So saith the prophecy.
And Kevin left the house in the capable hands of Patrick McHenry. There, that guy. Holy Moses! God, our country's so
I'm apparently completely unaware of what you guys are talking about.
Kevin McAllister, Home Alone.
Mm-hmm.
He's the
Old
only one who
movies.
can defend the
It's
house.
fine.
No. I know that, but Like I
Now,
know
Patrick
wanted to
McHenry
clarity
we're
on.
talking about.
Oh, you mean the
So-
political
Give me
stuff?
Liberty or give me McHenry, or whatever the fuck.
So the kid gets
Really
left.
long.
His parents and his family are out in France, and he's at home alone. And then the robbers come, and then he gets rid of the robbers.
The only thing about that movie that
Pesci
I'm
is one of
really
them.
curious about is how somebody afforded that many plane tickets, that house in that neighborhood.
His company paid for it. Where did
Movie
he
budget.
Work?
They're loaded.
No, where did he work? Where the company
where did he
flew out
work?
the family?
Yeah.
Where
Do they
in
not
cousins
mention
and
that in the
shit.
movie, or-
No,
No.
they never say what company it is. I need
He
to
was
know
in
where he works
sales.
so I can put in an application.
He worked for the
He's in
Jew.
private
Right?
equity.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
Eric's
that's-
here.
Not only do you get a vacation, but your whole extended family can go. Oh, I gotta work
My
there.
guess is Warburg Pincus, KKR, Blackstone, BlackRock, somebody like that.
The house that they shot the movie in is up on the north side.
Yeah, I think it's in Des Plaines.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wrong.
Apparently, you can see it on
Yeah,
Google
no.
Maps if you want.
No, you can't.
If
Blacked
you
out.
wanna, no. Oh, they censored it.
Yeah,
How dare they?
you can't.
My
really?
First Amendments. I don't know. There's
It's in Winnetka.
rumors that they
fucking
censor all
Lego
kinds
It's in
of
version
things.
of the house, for crying out loud. Like, why do they need to censor it? They made it out of
'Cause they give-
Lego.
Build it
They
and
give
will
it-
come. You know?
They have tours and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
They do that at the Amityville house too.
The people that live in the Breaking Bad house had to like rope off their entire neighborhood.
Wow.
That's
Hey,
crazy.
the Goonies house still gets a lot of tourists. So
Mm-hmm. We're
Yeah.
What
weird
about the Christmas Story house? Doesn't it get a pilgrimage too?
I thought it was
See-
gone.
No, they tried that for a while, but after everyone's eyes got shot out, that people stopped coming.
Those damn icicles.
I'll be driving by the House of the Seven Gables sometime.
Ooh, yeah, I saw that when I went to Salem. I was like, huh,
Don't
I didn't
go to
realize it was a
Salem
real
on
house.
Halloween.
yeah.
Do not go. Do not attempt to drive through Salem or any. Don't go to Salem on Halloween. It's nuts.
You know.
As a matter of fact, the entire month of October is really it's
Mhm.
really quite something. There are all these people wandering around dressed as witches and stuff. It's really funny.
crazy how that happens.
Almost Halloween,
Mhm.
and I can't even get at my masks right now. They're all buried.
in Lego.
Yes.
Buried under mounds of
Bill-
Lego.
Build a Lego mask. You got
Hey.
parts. You can like
Where's-
make an Iron Man thing or something. I don't know.
Parts out
Where's-
of the wazoo.
Where's your brother at, Michael? Your brother's
Sid?
not here? Yeah, who was misquoting the Constitution? The Declaration of Independence and the Constitution are two fucking different things, dumbass.
What?
That's why you don't fucking interrupt unless you have something smart to say, dumbass.
Kill him, Mikey.
Get him.
Love it.
That's like arguing the Second Amendment with Canadians. Like, what do you talk? Like, what do you? They don't have our Constitution, dumbass.
Don't hold back.
We don't have
Tell us how you really feel.
Sick of the shit. People being rude. It's rude.
I just, what is he? Is he proselytizing? Is he going to flip an atheist? What was his goal?
Well,
To
he
piss me
pitted
off.
you with the word shalom. So
Yeah.
he wants peace, apparently.
No peace here, mate.
No justice.
Walk into
no
a
peace.
room to start a fight because he wants peace.
Mhm.
Right.
He made
I'm
a
just here to spread
I'm
the
here to give it
good
to him.
news of Jesus Christ. That's why I'm here tonight.
You come in here with that hate speech, you're gonna get nothing but the sword, homie.
I think the first thing he did was jump on somebody who was talking about the mythicist side of the argument, and he jumped on that saying, well, that's just stupid. And I said, whoa, wait a minute. There was no Adam and Eve, bud. There was no Adam and Eve. So what the fuck are you talking about a redeemer? Why are you incessantly worried about a redeemer when there was no need to be redeemed. There was no original pair, my friend.
I didn't realize that God was handing out S&H green stamps.
I just go onto Republican Facebook pages and remind them that Jesus said to welcome the stranger, and that they hate that.
Fuck the stranger.
Love the foreigner among you. Yeah,
Love the foreigner among you.
Can't do it.
Then they also hate, feed the hungry, clothe the naked, take care of the sick.
Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's.
Yeah, render to Caesar. Yeah. Don't do
Pay
that.
your taxes.
Then they must hate the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, deathly. Yeah, she's a French foreigner with liberal values. Gotta go. And in fact, I actually have heard people make that argument that we shouldn't be tearing down Confederate statues and General Lee and such. We should be tearing down that damn liberal statue in New York Harbor. That's un-American.
How do we
You know,
know
to replace the Statue of Liberty with something,
French.
what would you choose?
Yeah.
Homelander?
Hmm?
Can't even get in the crown anymore.
I've never. Every time I've gone, it's been down for refurbishing. I'm like, you know what? I give up.
I've been there. And if you've ever seen pigeon shit, that's pretty much what it is. It's just a big
There's
massive
lots.
pigeon shit with a fucking statue somewhere underneath it. It's just crawl. It's just fucking caked in pigeon shit. And they probably hose it off of pictures or something like that. But it's just out there. You got to get on a ferry. It's
That's just fun when you're 9.
Mhm.
That's when I went.
I would never want to live there. I'll say this.
What,
No.
in the Statue of Liberty? Probably not.
On that little island.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Was it
The
like-
Staten
yeah.
Island Ferry is the best bargain in the entire state of New York. It's free. Right? The Staten Island Ferry-
Free boat ride!
They did that. It's like the people of Staten Island. It's like they put up the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, right? And you got to pay. Well, I don't know what the toll was on the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. It's like $10 or something one way at this point in time. So it's a compromise the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey made was, we'll just make the Staten Island Ferry free. So it's something to do on a hot summer day. Get on the Staten Island Ferry and just keep riding.
Sounds like when I was bored in a hotel as a kid, just keep going up and down the elevators.
Yeah, go up one, go down another one. Let's go up, go across the hall, go to the other side of the building, take it down, drive across.
Woo! Fun.
Excitement. Moving in 3 dimensions, baby.
Climate
Yep.
change. All the flooding in the subways in New York last week. Jesus.
That really has got to piss off the
Awesome.
rats.
You don't want that.
How does flooding something like that and the third rail work? By the way, because don't they use a third rail?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not well, I wouldn't think.
Yeah.
There's got to be a circuit breaker, I would expect, but who knows?
The rats
they
do
built
that.
the thing
I
in,
guess
like,
it might also might
1880.
matter if it's running on alternate or direct.
It's DC.
Could it be running on direct current? Is it?
I think so.
It wouldn't matter as much
I
then.
think it runs on DC.
I don't think you would fry. I don't think you'd fry anything.
They say
Third
don't
rail
pee
is
on it.
alive.
Third rail's alive, yeah.
I never liked subways. I'm from St. Louis, so we have the Metrolink, which is like electric trolley knockoff subway thing. Like there's a couple of tunnels, but it's all above ground and stuff like that. It's like a electric train. It's
like our SkyTrain here.
yeah, it's not. I mean, I had to do it for work because I worked in the city and stuff like that. But man, wait till there was like a Cardinals game. Oh my God, these fucking people, they don't know how to get their tickets. They're clogging up this side. They're coming up like, I know you don't want to pay for parking, but this is a nightmare. There's 300 extra people on the train today. None of them know what they're doing. All of them just walking around with stubs trying to hand it to somebody. It's like, that's not how any of this works. That's not how any of this works. This isn't, This isn't the airport. No one's checking your ticket, your boarding pass. Like, calm down. Get out.
If you put on a conductor costume, wander around, tickets please, you could make bank. People would be bribing you left and right.
Oh, this is only the bottom level ticket. Perhaps you'd like a higher level ticket. VIP.
Everyone likes to be higher.
I will punch this for you, and my associate following behind will escort you to the nicer car. Peace.
I know the Boston subway system pretty well. It's I used to ride it all the time, and ever since I was a little kid, I would get on the trolley in Watertown, go into Cambridge, hop on the Red Line, go and see my dad or all that.
I'm actually really glad McKinnon's here. McKinnon asked me to watch Joaquin Phoenix / Todd Phillips's Joker, and I did. He said it's his favorite movie. It's weird.
It's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I don't know if it's.
I'm sure he loves it. Oh, come on. Get back here, McKinnon, so you can hear my razz. Wasting my good razzes.
Phoebe's busy retracting messages in the chat.
Yeah. The good news is they're recorded, so you can play it back later.
I'll have to clip it for him. He won't watch back.
Clips are good. And in fact, as the producer, it's sort of your job to make the clips anyway and like put them out there as shorts to bring more people to the channel, right?
You must be new around here.
Megan's got almost looks like in Roger Rabbit when
Megan's always got
I was thinking of Roger Rabbit earlier when we were talking about subways. I was like, man, Toontown's gone to shit since they got rid of the red car.
That's funny. I think Roger Rabbit's available on it's one of the streamings. I think Max. I think HBO's Max streaming service has Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, I've had that on DVD
yes.
decades.
Home box office with all the newest, freshest movies. I had that on VHS when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was the coolest thing.
I did too.
When it first came out, I was like, oh, Disney and Warner Brothers cartoons together? This is the best thing.
It was amazing. Because they were like enemies and rivals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The piano playing duck scene is like the best cinema of all time.
Mm-hmm. Playing Hungarian Rhapsody. Hungarian Rhapsody on the dueling pianos.
But they were all of them deceived. There was another tune. Towards the fires of Mount Doom. Twas Garfield the cat that broke the fiction.
He could only be defeated by Mondays and lasagna.
He loved and spiders. Did he eat spiders or ferns? Both. Probably both.
Delicious.
I would eat spiders if they tasted better.
Dip them in chocolate first.
Not meat on them.
It's just chocolate, you know. I'm just eating chocolate. I already got chocolate. Oh my god, this guy's making this ridiculous blade. I want to learn how to make I need a forge. This guy looks like he's really enjoying himself making a copper Damascus katana.
Why would you make that a copper?
Because it looks cool.
All right, so it's a showpiece, not an actual like for use piece.
Sweet, you can't just go around making katanas for battle. Like, what are you doing?
What else are you going to use them for?
You can if you have your own forge.
Huh?
So there.
I'm just saying, if it's battle time and you guys are pulling out katanas, I'm not putting money on you. It's 2023. A katana may not do as much as you think it will.
Depends on how close quarters the combat is.
I'm not sure.
I prefer a bastard sword myself. Nice big old honker that you can wield one-handed, but you can slap that second hand on if you need the extra speed. Oh, yeah.
Those things only weigh like 7 pounds? 3 pounds?
Give or take.
What is everyone's melee weapon of choice for the zombie apocalypse?
Warhammer.
Yeah, why does everybody go with guns? What happens when you run out of ammo? You definitely want like a big old freaking axe, you know?
Warhammer.
Too heavy. I'm going with an atlatl.
Nice.
Spear chucker.
I'm going to go with a Morning Star.
Morning
I
Star.
could see Neil with the Morning Star for sure.
Like Simon Belmont. I will slay the undead.
He's gonna be like Sauron out there. He's like fucking 8'3". He's just gonna be like, whoosh.
Like a 6 or 7 foot
Do
spear.
you want a Morning Star or do you want a mace? Because a mace would be a lot easier to maintain than a Morning Star.
Well, remember, this is a man with nunchucks. A mace is like low level for him.
Does Mace have a chain?
I need that
No.
chain. No, Mace
Does not have a chain.
Morningstar has chain.
Morning Star does not
Flail
have a chain.
has chain.
Flail has chains.
Flail has chain. That's right.
Small thermonuclear device.
Okay. Steph has wished for more wishes. I see.
I mean, technically, you could, if it's small enough, you could use it as a melee weapon. You could bonk people on the head with your suitcase nuke.
I would like a syringe filled with anti-zombie juice. Like, come on.
No, a spear, dude, that we can keep them at a distance.
Yeah, a blow dart full of antidote.
My favorite.
Magic power.
Not a melee weapon.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. A flail, not a Morning Star. I thought a Morning Star had a chain too.
It does. It's a mace with a chain connecting the handle and the head.
No, Morning Star is just a stick with a.
It's a stick.
Ball on
That's what.
Stick
that's what
with
Sal-
spikes.
Yeah, that's what
Ball
Sal-
of spikes.
That's a mace.
No, a mace is completely different.
Oh, look at that fucker's got two of them.
Look at that.
Well, what the hell is the thing that Simon Belmont uses in the Castlevania games?
That's a
A
flail.
whip.
Yeah.
That's a flail.
I think Nintendo has lied to me.
And flails were pretty useless in battle. You always wanted a mace or an actual Morning Star. Morning Stars weren't great either because your spikes would get caught in armor.
I think I would like to use Caesar's thumb.
Just
I do not know.
What the fuck is that? Oh,
and they just walk away and they're like,
Yeah.
The zombies are like, can't get him.
he just said I can't. He just said I'm not allowed to. Fuck all these rules. I can't do anything. Everyone just keeps thumbs down to me every time I try to bite him. I'm like, fuck. Someone's got a thumbs up one of these times.
What if you come across a blind zombie?
If you want to cave heads in, though, Warhammer. You got to use a Warhammer.
Who is swinging that thing? I'm not
Do
built
you know
like
how
the
small a
way-
Warhammer is and how light they are?
Small a Warhammer. Let me look at
Yes.
this.
Don't think World of Warcraft level Warhammer.
You don't
with
tell
or
me
without
what-
a blade. Sweet.
Oh, it's got the little. It's got the pointy on the end.
Yeah, it's
Well,
like
they
a
also have
hammer,
the-
right?
Warhammers were designed
Three
to
examples
go straight
right
through
there.
armor.
There you go.
It's like a.
On the left.
It's like a golf club that the handle's turned.
Yeah.
It's like if you put a hammer handle on a golf club and it was made out of hammers.
Hey, speaking of upgrading sports, why does soccer not have shields like Captain America shields?
I think they should have sticks for defense.
Well, that'd make it hockey.
No, to block the stick or block the ball from going in, you could like a fucking king, just like hit
Oh,
it
well,
out there.
that'd make it lacrosse.
Like, you know, you got these other guys like trying to fight each other for the fucking ball, and they got like a
Riot
foam
shield?
Captain America shield. He can just wah, you know, and then it's like the goalie's about to get the ball, and you can like throw it like Captain America. That would intensify the game so much. I'd go broke buying all the fucking tickets. See that?
There are so many other sports that are more boring than soccer, though. How are we going to make baseball more
Fuck
exciting?
baseball.
I think
You make baseball more exciting with a pitch clock, apparently.
I tell you what, I
A
very
flaming
much
ball.
enjoyed baseball this year.
A flaming ball would be fun.
they should make arena baseball. You
They probably
play
should make-
baseball inside a racquetball court.
They should make,
Good luck.
they should make basketball.
Everybody
Yeah.
on the baseball
Yeah.
field has a baseball bat.
There you
So when
go,
First, someone
basketball.
starts trying to like slide into first. Whack! Knock that motherfucker down on the ground.
Have you seen those dudes that play softball where instead of throwing the ball, they have to hit it to each other? So they play with a mitt and a bat for defense. And they're fucking good. They fucking like throw people out, fucking hitting the ball to each other. I'm like, now that's an element. Maybe it's better than that fucking Velcro tennis ball fucking game I use
Oh,
air quotes for
Ugh,
that they made us play. That was not a game. That was just lint pickup. The series.
I think McKinnon would like sailboat racing if it involves sinking the other boats.
I just don't mind if I
Sinking boats.
I don't want to.
I totally mind.
I'll do it.
I do, however,
but this one is mine, Eric.
I do, however, want to wish Ollie
Oh
a
yeah,
happy birthday.
it is Holly's
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy
Oh,
birthday there, Ollie.
It's almost not my birthday
Okay.
anymore, only for another 45 minutes, right?
Well,
Yeah.
that is
Right
fine.
on time.
well, not on the West Coast. It'll be longer.
Well, on,
Yeah, you got lots of time
but
here,
I'm
pal.
on the East Coast.
Well, that's your
Oh, well.
problem.
We'll celebrate your birthday for you. Don't worry.
There you go. There you go.
I'll
I-
smoke
I've-
one in
I've
your
been-
honor tonight.
All
Happy
right.
birthday to you.
Way to miss putting your house in the wrong time zone.
Yeah, right?
What have you done?
You built it thousands of miles in the wrong direction.
Or not. I don't know.
Eric says, "Happy
Kinda
birthday,
like it
Ollie."
Thank you.
Lots of them coming.
It's all good. Having a
And
good time
Carrie
tonight.
Chrysler says, "Happy birthday, Ollie."
And,
October is a fantastic time for a birthday. The leaves are turning pretty colors. The bugs went back to hell.
Yeah.
It's just
Not around
It's
here, they
fantastic.
haven't.
the weather's fairly nice. I've been
celebrate
going
my
disc golfing
birthday in
as much as
October.
I can.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
dear.
do too.
When is
My
that?
birthday's actually in
That's when
August.
I was born.
I should
I have
move my
3
birthday too.
birthdays.
That'd be much more fun.
Absolutely.
Move-
if I go home
move
for
your
my birthday, I'm
birthday.
like, I'll go home in October because
Like,
home is hot. August is hot.
I have
Sorry,
3
go ahead.
birthdays.
but
Yeah, you do.
What?
Technically.
Yeah. May.
life days.
I have May 9th, or September 19th,
that?
and April.
No, October's.
Nope.
Those are the days that I survived death.
Ah, that's a good
Ah,
plan.
yes.
I kind of do a similar thing. I have like a second birthday from, a day that I didn't die.
Yeah.
It's
I have the
very
12th
close
of
to my
November
original
and the
birthday, though.
30th of November.
I've legitimately lost track of the days, the dates that I
Oh, hang
almost
on.
died on.
Well,
One
almost
time-
died. That's another thing altogether.
Well, one time I near killed myself on a skidoo. We used to get pretty big snowdrifts here, in the farmer's field that I was going across had like 14-foot snowdrifts.
Yep, there's 3 more.
And I was going across the top of them, right? And I'd done this trip every day for like a month.
20 totes of global, 2 red,
For some reason on this day,
2 totes of the heavy duty. Something like
and
that.
it was a bit stormy out, but the farmer at some time during the day had plowed a big chunk out of the middle of it. And I didn't see it.
Uh-oh.
And when I saw it, I could hit the brakes, ended up stopping right at the top of it, losing my balance on the top of it. I fell over the front of the skidoo, and the skidoo rolled down on top of me. Now, the left ski hit me here, and then the right ski hit me here and rolled down the side of my body, breaking my collarbone. That was the only damage I suffered. But the thing is, if that ski had gone this way, then the engine block would hit me right in the back of the head and probably broke my neck.
Jesus.
Right? So it was that close to being
I'll
dead
get
that
you
day.
next time, Gadget.
I was 15 years old. I was 15 years old, and it was the middle of winter. So it would be January, February sometime.
So like Cousin Eddie, when you try and part your hair from this side.
Yeah. So
This side, nothing.
and the other time I died, I was 17 years old. It was early October, so right around this time of year, right after my birthday. And that's when the bear decided to sniff me up, and I was sleeping in the Iltis. Open cab Iltis, no thing on it. When I was having a nap out in the middle of the woods in Gagetown, right? I had snuck away from work basically. I was having a nap. When I woke up, the bear was asleep on the engine bonnet of the running Iltis. The only thing separating me was a thin film of glass. And like I said, the doors were off, the top was off. He had to have sniffed me up and down and sideways before he decided to curl up there and sleep. So if he was hungry, I probably would have been dead that day too.
That bear was having a good nap. He was also ditching work, and he was just taking a nap on Ollie's car, and Ollie fucking guns it in reverse.
Oh, I did.
Slams
I did.
the poor bear on his forehead.
What do you want, Neil?
Or bear. You're muted.
I muted
What
you
you want?
because you were giving out information over the phone. Your phone call
What do you
was
want?
heard. You got to unmute, sir. You forgot to mute before, so I muted your phone conversation.
Oh, I thought I'd hit the mute on this thing, but I guess I didn't.
I got you, buddy.
Just I see in the chat talking about December 25th being Horus's birthday. They don't actually know that that's the truth. They don't know. They figure it was around that time, sometime.
Well,
then. Because the Egyptians,
I have
even
a
being
hunch.
an ancient civilization, also used a solar calendar, 365 days, but they figure it was around that time.
I have a hunch that Horus was made up.
Birthday. Yeah,
Yes,
it would have
yes,
to be
but
real.
according to the mythology.
But Dionysus
And
was
nailed
born
it
on
down.
December 25th.
Was he?
Hot.
All these fuckers are born of virgins. What's going on? Why are there?
No, stop. No.
No.
I was too.
Cool. Who'd win in a fight, Red Hood or Green Arrow?
Red Hood.
Thank you. All right, I'm good.
Hermes, Buddha, Krishna, Heracles, Adonis, Zarathustra, Mithra, and Tammuz were also born on December 25th, according to
Tammuz.
tradition. That too.
McKinnon, did you hear me talking about your favorite movie, Joker? With Joaquin Phoenix? Your favorite movie? I thought I saw it recently. And I was like, oh, McKinnon must have loved this.
Why?
It's a movie that perfectly illustrates you and your like vision for film, right?
No.
No.
I've heard Dan McClellan will talk about the whole supposed stuff about Dionysus being similar to Jesus, and he says that it's very superficial and it's not really in depth at all, like Jesus. So
No.
They both enjoyed wine.
yeah. Now it is very possible that the Jesus character was borrowed some of the attributes of Dionysus.
Just a few.
No.
I think J. Werner Wallace did a thing about that. He went through all the myths of people born on December 25th and looked up all their godly characteristics. And according to, the standard of Jesus. And only Jesus had all the characteristics of Jesus. Weird, right?
Yeah.
That's how you can tell he's the real one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly how you can tell it's a real thing.
So Dionysus.
I'm
so
sold.
here
Dionysus. Whatever happened to Live a Good Brother?
Dionysus shares the following attributes in common with the Christ character. He was born of a virgin on the winter solstice, which could be the 25th.
Left-handed.
Son of the Heavenly Father. as the holy child, Bacchus was placed in, which is the same as Dionysus, was placed in a cradle or a crib or a manger among beasts.
Diabetic.
He was diabetic.
Enjoyed the wine, liked the wine.
He was god of the vine and turned water into wine on multiple occasions.
There
Usually,
you go.
they were giant like springs that he would do. They wouldn't just be like a glass or something.
He's got that. He's got one on Jesus there.
I don't
So
know.
he does have some of the characteristics, but many ancient characters from mythologies do. Right.
We got ourselves a wine off here. Jesus turns some water and pots into wine. Dionysus made the springs of earth bring forth wine. Bring a motherfucking ruckus. Jesus, you coming in with a couple of gallons?
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you cut and paste your backstory from another book.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Dionysus did the wine bubbler. You know, it's like here you go.
Favorite Jesus story is him yelling at the disciples after the Last Supper about who ordered the damn wine.
You're paying for it.
Wait a minute, this wine is
30 shekels. Judas, this one's on you, you fucker.
It's terrible.
30 shekels.
Hey, Simon, Peter, go get the cart ready. Go. Just fucking trust me, man. Go get the cart ready.
That'll cost 30 pieces of silver.
When they ask if you're with me, just tell them no. Deny it 3 times.
That's how they came up with coq au vin.
You know, we're just gonna have one more barrel of wine, and then we're gonna be out of here. Can you get us a cold one from the basement? Peace be with you.
30 shekels. When I lived in Israel, I could ride the bus from Ramat HaSharon to Tel Aviv for 30 shekels. Is that good?
Oh, nice.
But the inflation rate in Israel is like 300% or some shit. It was 30 shekels one week, and it was 90 shekels the following week.
That was a shakedown, is what that was.
If Caesar really cared about the economy, he wouldn't allow this sort of nonsense.
Yeah, thanks, Obama.
Capihan Tepe. Ooh.
When I had to call home from Israel and use a payphone, and they have the little tokens that you put in. And I had to have like a sack full of tokens, just putting the token after token after token. Watch them go down as you're chatting with your folks. Mom, hang on a sec. Keep going. If you don't, you just get cut right off. There's no warning. It's just that's it. You're done. What the fuck?
That's just rude. Yeah, disrespectful phone service. That's what that is.
At least it could have been like, we need more shekels here, buddy. Or something. Little hand comes out. Come on.
This is a lovely conversation you're having here. Be a shame if something were to happen to it.
Yeah.
Who are those guys that fucking say that shit all the time?
Like in Money Pit when he's tapping the statue's ass. Get the water.
I love that part.
That's a nice brand new car you got over there. That's just these guys that do this shtick all the time on YouTube. I see. That'd be a shame if I farted in it.
Have you seen the polite catcalling videos?
What?
Yeah.
So the polite catcalling.
The dude's just standing out of the corner like a downtown area, and he's got his megaphone. Like, hey girl, I bet you returned all of your books on time at the library. He's like, I do. Like, we being positive out here. Hey, I bet your friends really depend on you. They do. I was like, there you go.
Daily dose of internet. There's a guy going around just paying compliments to random people. Just stop by and be like, "Hey, meet some of the ladies for us." I'm just
it's like he said it to a black dude, and the black dude was just like, "What the fuck?" Oh, okay. Okay. He got me. Like, because he sounded aggressive at first, but it was like the biggest compliment ever. And it's funny. So do that. There's your homework, everybody. Go say something aggressively positive to somebody. Make them smile forcefully.
You got to be careful with that shit because there's
That's-
people
that's
that
a
just
very
shoot
nice
you if you
tie,
get too
Mikey.
close.
Lovely tie you're wearing this evening, Mikey.
Thank you.
I already do that. I just gotta get the aggressively part in there.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice smile.
Wow, it's like you got Tourette's or something.
That's what most people probably put it off there. Yeah.
I wonder if there's
That'd be the
nice
second.
Tourette's, like instead of swearing when they go like cookies and ice cream.
Daniel Tosh did that.
I absolutely do.
I
have
kid.
Tourette's.
I kid.
There's just certain things I can't control.
And
Well done.
there it just happened before your
Yep.
eyes, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
Oh my
Cool.
God.
He
Now
was
there's a
there.
clip.
Phoebe, now's your chance. You just
Yep.
Yeah.
Jump in now, Phoebe.
You must move quickly.
Chef's kiss.
Oh boy.
Is Phoebe still on Twitter or no?
Yeah, she's still on Twitter.
Is it even called Twitter stuff?
No.
Well,
I
don't
mean,
call
she's
it
still
Twitter.
on shitter.
Yeah.
What?
Zitter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Facebook apparently. Does it?
Huh?
Anybody still use Facebook?
I have been off
A lot of
Facebook
people
for
do,
about
like,
5 years
find
now.
Yeah, I
I
only
do
use
just
the
to find my
messenger.
family members that are boomers.
Nah.
I do it for the
A lot of people do. I
Yeah.
ignored Facebook for probably 5 years, and it's like, oh, are you on Facebook? It's like, what? Facebook? What's a Facebook? It's like, yeah, you mean Meta? It's like, or whatever.
Right.
I guess I can be. You know,
I have 2 invite codes for Blue Sky if anybody wants them.
I have 3. If anybody wants
Yeah, I got 3 too.
I've
Name
spawned
that
one.
company all you want.
I gave one to Jonathan today, so he's over there now
What is the code for?
to get on Blue
You
Sky.
can actually
You can only enter with invites. It's how we're keeping the red hats out.
I-
So far.
I feel
so
like
far.
aren't I subscribed to it already? I think.
I was on the waiting list for months before I think it was Beck or Purple, probably Beck who dropped me an invite, and I was like, hey. I still haven't found everyone, but you know, it takes a while.
I found you over there.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
it's only Sky that I'm thinking of. Only Sky.
Is it like a
Blue
combination
Sky.
of OnlyFans and Blue Sky?
I like the way you're thinking.
What
But
about Tribal? You
I
guys
think
done
it's
Tribal yet?
it's an atheist forum news publication type of thing.
Yes. Yes. That's where like Hemet Meta does his stuff.
That's what I was thinking of. I am not familiar with Blue Sky.
Blue Sky is Twitter, the way Twitter used to be in 2012.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're still adding features. That's why the invite thing, it's still in beta. Like they haven't added DMs yet.
Nope.
But
As soon as they do, I'm off of Twitter and done. You know, it's completely done.
Join Tribal. Tribel. Tribal.
A little on the nose, isn't it?
Phoebe's getting restless in there.
all the academic econ people moved to Blue Sky, so that's where I'm going.
It's really mellow. It's a nice place.
Smash me over the head.
For now.
There's a light rain outside.
It's
There's
already-
distant thunder. Like I could fall asleep right now.
Nice.
Well, shit, there are a lot of Phoebe Roses on Facebook.
She's messaged
There
me
aren't
already.
that many
so-
Phoebe J. Roses.
Let me try it with a J.
I got to get in first, so hang
That
on.
doesn't narrow it down at all.
No. Facebook isn't that sensitive. Their search.
No, I literally only keep it to make
Hold on,
the 3D photos.
Hang on. I
Phoebe
think I can do
has not
this.
accepted my friend request on Facebook.
Hold on. Check your DMs and effing Discord. Hang on a second.
We're all on a mission to get Phoebe on the stream.
We're all yeah, exactly.
She posted it right there.
All right. See what we can do here.
Bullshit.
It's weird. I haven't gotten any Facebook
Oh,
or Twitter messages to
it was Lego Phoebe. Okay.
Weird.
What the?
All right.
I should have just looked at mutual friends. I already have Greg James on my friends list. I'm a silly bean.
Now you've got two avenues in.
Phoebe!
I exist.
Nah.
I'm no longer in the sauna for those people keeping track.
CGI.
Well, then how do we know you're the real Phoebe then?
So you say.
This is a
That's
basement now. I'm now broadcasting from the basement.
That doesn't sound like something real Phoebe would do. I don't know, judges. I don't know. It just sounds like something fake Phoebe would do to try to trick us into believing they were the original
I have to
Phoebe.
wave my Irish passport at you.
How dare you,
Phoebe?
Hey, look, Mikey, you're less than you're just a time zone away, and you're one Wolverine train away from me. Wolverine.
You're in Detroit?
Couldn't possibly comment.
Oh.
It's a top secret, undisclosed location.
That train goes all the way through Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois.
Oh, you're not in Traverse City, so it doesn't count.
Well, either way, you'll be hours late. So I got plenty of time.
Phoebe, did you miss my questions in chat?
There are questions in chat. Ooh.
I asked you a question in chat earlier. I know you're an F1 fan. I asked you what you thought of this year's season.
I hate the purple team because I think that Christian Horner is a toxic shit and Max Verstappen's dad is a domestic abusing bastard that should be fucking thrown out of the paddock. I also think that comments they've made towards Lewis Hamilton are racist. I also think that all the comments they made during the 2021 season were disgusting. I also think they're cheating shit that paid off an Australian to rig the final lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix in 2021, and they should be thrown off the grid because they cheated in the 2022 Dutch Grand Prix by having their sister team deliberately throw a safety car so that Max didn't get his little ego bruised in front of his Orange Army fans in the Netherlands because a black man was going to win in Northern Europe. They are by far and away the worst thing to happen to sports since the point shaving scandal was uncovered in college basketball.
So when you gather your thoughts, maybe you should share it with us once you've gathered your thoughts on this matter.
I hate Max Verstappen, Josh Verstappen, and the most person that I hate the most is that fucking cunt that is Christian Horner. He is by far and away the worst person ever to pose nude in front of a Formula One car.
Christian Horner. I don't
tell us how you really feel.
So are what was Verstappen? Is that Verstappen? German.
He's a toxic little 20-something shit that shouldn't be on the Formula One grid because they stuck him in a car when he was 16. His father is a domestic abuser and passes on that toxicity to his son.
Well, I was only really asking you about the season, but I appreciate everything else.
It is the worst season of Formula One since the 2002 season that Michael Schumacher won the World Championship in France.
Yeah. It is. It really is. It's a combination of so many bad things together.
Formula One this season. Killed
So
it.
there's only been one good race this year, then, right?
Absolutely.
Singapore.
One.
Yeah. I agree.
And the
100%.
man designed by committee showed why designing Formula One drivers by committee is a bad thing when you just follow the tracks and crash on the last corner. Designed by committee, he is too perfect. George Russell is too perfect looking. He's like, yeah, you know, got perfect girlfriend, perfect face, perfect body, perfect height, perfect whiteness. You know, I'm been designed by committee.
He needs to grow up a bit, in my opinion, George Russell. He's got some talent, but he needs to grow up.
He also has to understand that he is nowhere near as good as his teammate. He needs to understand that. He needs to
His
understand
problem is that his whole problem is that he does have the potential to get to where his teammate is. It's just that he thinks he's already there and he's not.
The difference between great drivers and the best.
We took over the stream with this.
So the difference between great drivers and the best is that the best drivers can wring the neck out of a piece of shit and still get it to go somewhere. Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, Lewis Hamilton, they can all wring the neck out of a piece of shit and still get it to go somewhere.
All right.
Great drivers
so
can only wring the neck out of a good car.
I have questions. Mercedes AMG. In theory, they are partnering with Ben Ainslie to
Full disclosure, I am a Mercedes fan, full disclosure.
okay, well, are you a Ben Ainslie fan? Because Ben Ainslie is the challenger of record for the next America's
Ben
Cup.
Ainslie is a complicated character. He's a complicated character.
He is indeed. And then
Like,
Red Bull Racing. Red Bull Racing is going with who are they going with? Oh, Alinghi. They're going with the Swiss.
Also, just for clarification, Red Bull.
Christian Horner. So you don't like Red Bull? That's for sure. Yeah.
Red Bull is run by a racist, you know, because according to the head of Red Bull, the reason why Max Verstappen's teammate is no good is because he's from South America. It's because he's Latino. He actually said that in an interview. The guy who owns Red Bull Racing said, you know, Max Verstappen's teammate, we all know about the Mexicans. We all know they're lazy.
Yeah.
All of the F1's technology it's a whole bunch of both materials tech and aerodynamic tech is going into making it into the America's Cup these days. Just FYI. Because it's a bunch of billionaires wasting money on ridiculous pastimes.
Billionaires wasting money on ridiculous things? That never happens.
I understand a car company such as Mercedes getting involved.
What did you say about a submarine to the Titanic?
Because you have to be able to push the envelope of technology somewhere, and now you've got the cost cap in Formula One. You can't do that as easily. And now Formula One has prohibited the high performance arms of Formula One teams from transferring technology over at no cost.
Boy, I hadn't thought of that, but yeah, you're right. There is no there. I don't think there's any budget cap in
the America's Cup is unlimited,
you got money, spend it all.
Money that will play regardless.
Yeah.
No. This season's year of Formula One, no one's watching the winner of the races. No one's paying any interest or attention to the winner of the races. As soon as the race finishes, people are not staying around to listen to a squeaky little 20-something blather on about how great he is and how up his own backside he is. No one's listening to that. No one's watching the highlights because they just go, oh, shitbag, shitface won again. Next. No one's watching it. Singapore Grand Prix this season got the highest ratings of the highlight show because people realized that shitface didn't win it.
Yeah, we had something to actually watch. So,
I mean, the comments that were made by Dietrich Mateschitz at the 2021 British Grand Prix should have been investigated by the police. They were that bad towards Lewis Hamilton. He accused Lewis Hamilton of trying to commit attempted murder. and said he was doing it because he was an uneducated black man, and all black men are uneducated, and you can't do anything for them.
What?
Yeah, there's some. If you get into the background stuff, there's what's going on in some of that stuff. It's bad.
Dietrich
Jesus
Mateschitz was an
Christ.
Austrian racist that didn't like being beaten by a black man.
No.
Straight up. Red Bull is the worst thing to happen to Formula One since Jean-Marie Ballest.
And I don't know who that is.
Well,
That's old.
He's
Damn it,
the
Red
guy
Bull.
who disqualified Ayrton Senna from the 1990 Japanese Grand Prix to give the world championship to a Frenchman that he used to go to dinner with.
Those damn frogs.
Yeah, but sounds intimate in some ways.
Alain Prost used to go to dinner with Jean-Marie Balestre at a high-end Paris restaurant, and they used to discuss Formula One regulations together. And magic of magics, Ayrton Senna gets disqualified after Alain Prost drives into him, giving Alain Prost the 1990 Formula One World Championship.
Aren't you glad you asked, Ollie?
No, not now. Just go this far. I was just wondering what you thought of this season. What the hell?
Absolute piece of shit.
It is-
Also,
no,
I was in
it's like-
Vegas this weekend,
What?
and the
Is it this
circuit.
weekend?
I was in Vegas this weekend, and the circuit looks dreadful.
They're
Oh,
building a new track there, aren't they?
It
No,
looks
it's street
awful.
track.
It's absolutely awful.
Is it a street track or is it in a parking lot or something? What is it?
It's a
It's,
street
just,
track.
it's on the
They're not
street.
going
It goes
back-
down the
Are
street.
you fucking
They're not going back to Caesar's Palace. That was done twice, and that was twice too many. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll be in Vegas next
Uh,
week.
Ember, this stream may get
Racism,
copyright struck if you keep playing that.
Yeah.
Neil, I would. Yeah, thank you.
I just figured, it's
The
I saw
FIA
Singapore, and I'm like, clearly, we've never been to Singapore.
The FIA are quite anal about, copyright infringement.
They kind of.
Well,
But yes, tell me what
Worse
I think
than
about
FIFA.
Formula One. They get an answer.
Well, I mean, the money behind Formula One, if you trace it back 80 years, most of it was funding Nazis.
Formula One only started in 1950.
No, the money.
Oh, yeah. Well, the first Formula One race of Formula One regulations was in 1946, but the first Formula One World Championship was in 1950.
I mean,
For
Porsche,
the first race-
Ferrari, Mercedes, they were all building. They were all building Third Reich shit.
Yeah, but
Yep.
do you want to know the really bizarre and stupid thing about Formula One? From next season, 8 out of 10 teams will be based in the UK.
Yeah, well,
8 of them?
that
Really?
seems about right, doesn't it?
Only-
I mean, look at the
Only,
conservative party these days.
Only Alfa Romeo and Ferrari will be based outside of the UK.
They would be Italians.
They would be,
Yeah.
yes. One is based
That's
in,
supposed to be
in,
an American team.
no, Haas are based in the UK as well. They're registered as an American team, but they're based in the UK.
No Canadian teams, huh?
No, what they have is they call it the Formula
Fuck
One
no.
ring, and it's all around the Silverstone circuit. It's why
There's a
Silverstone is the
Canadian
only-
billionaire that owns a fucking team and he's got good cars, but he puts his fucking son in one of them and it fucking sucks.
His
I'm
son
gonna
is
be
not a
honest
bad
with you.
driver. His son earned that seat on merit, but his son should not
I don't know.
be given the free pass that he is given. He should be under a lot more pressure than he is. Lance Stroll, when he was driving for Williams, wrang the neck out of that pile of rubbish and got it
He
onto
hasn't done
podium
anything
after
in 3
podium.
years.
And so did Valtteri Bottas. They wrang the neck out of that rubbish. And when they left, Williams went,
But since he's been under his dad, he's just sucked altogether. He hasn't done anything of note. So
I disagree. So you've got to
Look-
compare
look-
it to other people in the
look what
midfield.
Alonso's
He's a
doing in the
midfield
same
car.
damn car.
It's a midfield car, and you've got to compare it to other midfield
No,
drivers.
I disagree. Look what Alonso's doing in the same damn car.
Now look at what Alonso's doing. Now every other team has decided that they're going to upgrade their car correctly and then piss off down the grid.
Yeah.
So you've got Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren. They've all gone, yeah, we've upgraded the car. They fucked off and left Aston Martin in their
But
wake.
Aston
And Aston
Martin would
Martin
be
have just sat there and gone, well,
solidly
that car was
in
good to
second
start,
place
so
right
it
now.
doesn't do anything.
But they'd be solidly in second place, I believe, right now if fucking Lance Stroll could drive the fucking car.
No, I disagree. I fundamentally disagree with you there.
Fuck, they're only in third right now. So
they will finish fifth in the World Championship this year.
Maybe if they're lucky. And like I said, they'd probably be finishing third if it wasn't for Lance Stroll.
How many teams?
10, about to be
10.
11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gene Haas
I
is going
haven't
to be
heard.
joined by.
That's actually
Andretti.
pretty good for high-end racing these days. I mean, shit, that's
Each team has
Michael
two cars,
Andretti is joining
one car.
Formula One.
With who's
Chevy.
Who's it? Chevy engine?
Chevy are joining
Ooh.
Nice.
through GM. GM are providing the engines, and they're going to be branded as Chevys.
So they can
Oh, well.
crash and then sit there like a rock.
Yep.
Gene Haas is rubbing his hands together because he's going to be winning.
Yeah, maybe we could be saying that. Where's
But there have
Andretti going to be?
there have
based
been
out of?
some truly dreadful Grand Prix this season. There have been some
You want to talk about what a shit Ben Aisley is?
I say this, by far and away, the most boring Grand Prix of the season was in Miami. And that's 2 years running.
Yeah.
By far and away,
Great track.
the worst track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a shitty track. That's for
It
sure.
is dreadful.
Yeah.
The other
need to
track
learn how to design
that
it.
I can see Red Bull struggling on is this weekend coming in Qatar.
Maybe. It's their only other week track. But I still see their cars just so the amount that they overspent 2 years ago is just ridiculous.
They should have been
They've
disqualified from
much.
that season. Should have been straight up disqualified. You overspend, you should have just been straight up disqualified.
That's
Stop.
significant.
In my opinion, breaking the budget cap is no different to a driver taking PEDs.
I'd be thinking more along the lines. Okay, at what point in season did they go over the budget cap? Any points? They
Matter,
got from
you
that
do what they
point
did
on
to
don't
they
count.
do you do what they did to Schumacher in 1997. You just disqualify the lot. You do what they did to McLaren during the Spygate scandal. You just disqualify the lot.
Break the rules,
Maybe.
DSQ. That's the way it goes.
It's not an alignment.
I mean,
to say,
Sammy
but
Sosa
I think it's
had a
drastic.
second chance, did he? Sammy Sosa got chucked out of the major leagues when he kept on taking PEDs. Baseball players know what it's like. They got chucked out for, voiding themselves up. Break the budget cap in Formula One. That's exactly the same thing as, taking steroids as an athlete. You should be chucked out. It does not matter.
Sorry.
If you are a cheat, you are a cheat. It does not matter. You should be out on your ass.
Let me tell you something though. That home run race was something to behold, boy. I knew they were juicing, but I didn't give a fuck. That shit was awesome. There was like
I
5
watched
home runs
it.
a
This is
game.
like,
Yeah.
this is not real.
After the strike,
Suddenly, baseball is interesting.
Oh,
well,
this
after
is
that, I
me
mean,
watching.
that was what 4 years after the strike year that happened.
Yeah.
And that basically saved baseball. Was
Yeah,
the
well,
whole
they
They
need to
movement.
do
designed that home run race.
They changed the rules this year, but they didn't do enough to make baseball exciting. It's still not there.
They need machine guns.
They should have a separate. They should have a separate league where
Flaming
they're allowed
baseball.
to use whatever PEDs they want to use. Call it like the Freakazoid League. I don't care. But I want to see the dudes cranked up on fucking anabolic steroids, hitting 600-foot dingers, and the dude pitching at 130 miles an hour. Give it to me. Let's go.
But speaking of
Oh, what about a
nonsense-
robot league?
But speaking of nonsensical, speaking of nonsensical sporting ideas, FINA got laughed at today. FINA, the governing body of, was it World Swimming they're now called? They got laughed at quite hard today because they decided that at their World Championships they were going to have an open category for transgender athletes. Do you know how many people entered? None.
Oh, I was close. I was only one off.
None. Nobody entered. And A friend of mine put out a statement because she's quite involved in all. This just goes to prove that the issues being banged on about trans athletes in elite sports are made up by bigots.
Mm-hmm.
Not a single trans athlete went, yeah, I'll take part in that, because they just don't exist at that level. So they're passing regulations that aren't there to affect cis people. Hey, trans people.
You don't get to just yell. Wait till you're actually on camera and she's done talking. I know you're gonna interrupt, but just hold on. Dang.
Yeah. World swimming were made to look like a complete morons today, and it was brilliant.
You can't see it, but I just flipped you the bird there, Mikey. But there you go.
Yeah, that's everyone's job is to flick off the referee. You guys don't bother
There
me.
you go. Well, hey, look,
You
we're
don't
talking
bother
about
me
cheating
none.
in sport.
Nice kiss.
I figured if we're flipping birds,
Oh, the tits are out.
hell yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I think we talked about this. Didn't we talk about this, Phoebe?
But today they scrapped the whole event.
Of course they did. Well, you know,
Nobody entered.
the other nasty thing was like British cycling. It's like they're getting us. Oh, you got it. You know, trans women are killing the sport of cycling. And and by the way, we're defunding the women's tour entirely. It's like what?
British cycling
Well.
said that the Tour of Britain will be a
Yeah,
men's only
yeah.
event.
It was within a week. They had this. They put out a ban on trans women in cycling in Britain, and the same week they announced that they were defunding the women's tour.
Of Britain,
And it wasn't because they're trans women. It was because they just, no advertising revenue, et cetera, and so forth. That's not the problem.
So what they were going to do is they're going to have the Tour of Britain was going to be a mixed cycling race, which was going to have men and women cycling next to each other. Wow! They banned trans
Shocking.
women, and then they said a week later we're defunding that women's thing we were talking about, and it's going to be a men's only thing.
The
Do they think
scandal.
the
Hey,
women's
Neil, how
event,
you
like
doing?
all the
How you
bikes
doing all the
are
way
just-
over the other side of the screen?
Okay.
How you doing?
Meanwhile, I'm sailing in the New England Championships and Etrels and qualified for the J24 World. So hey, go fuck yourselves, people.
Here's the thing, Jimmy. Have you said anything at all?
I've been enjoying.
fire.
Yeah,
Fire.
I just. How do I get it a word edgewise when you've got so much knowledge about F1 and I got virtually the opposite problem?
Yeah.
I can.
I'm an opinionated, loud woman. What do you expect?
So, did you guys have any questions for Jimmy about his deconversion that you didn't get an answer to during the first show?
How do you feel?
It was a great story.
I'm sorry, I didn't give you guys. Hold on, I didn't give you enough structure. We're gonna go around the horn to ask questions instead of everyone yelling out at the same time. So, Megan, you're up next to me. Why don't you go first? Anything you forgot to ask or wanted to ask?
There's one thing that stood out that I can't remember now. Can you come back to me if I can
we'll
remember?
just come back around. Michael, go ahead.
Mine was just going to be so you didn't grow up Catholic. Did being near Chicago, because there's a lot of Catholic people in Chicago. Say I grew up Catholic outside of Chicago. I'm just wondering, did the fear of the devil and demons, did that creep into your life at all?
Well, it being Church of Christ, the whole focus, in my opinion, hindsight 2020, the whole focus of the Church of Christ motif is to grab the people and pound out. How do I say this? Their goal is to be almost idol worshipers for the Bible, communion, and baptism, and they're where God is love and everything in the most religions, the kind of the stadium, it's kind of God is love. They want to attract the very biblical and receive all the people who are afraid of hell. That's their whole motif. We're going to grab the ones, we're going to make sure that they know the Bible inside and out, and we want the ones who are afraid of hell more than the ones who are worried about the treasures stored up in heaven for them. So it's basically a hell-fearing version of it. And then being around Catholics all the time, I went to several masses, weekday masses, because my friends would be like, I'd go over there, stay the night at their house or something like that. They'd be an altar boy in the morning, and I'd just sit there and, stand up, sit down, and just kind of, I would be lost, but just follow the leader. And then just because they were shorter masses, it's just so much easier to walk into a Catholic church and, do the everything that you do in the hand motions. Yeah, the choreography. And it's just so much simpler than the Church of Christ in terms of how exciting or how boring the contrast is between the two. And it's so much shorter. Like most of the time, they're about 35 minutes on average. I'd say 45 minutes if there's, if the Cardinals coming in or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I grew up in Indiana, and then I moved to Chicago back in the early 2000s. Because
there's a filthy rumor going around that I'm from Gary, Indiana, and I'm watching you, Dave.
No one's from Gary.
Just a lowdown. Well, there are very famous.
He's secretly from
Gary.
South Bend, but he doesn't want to admit it.
There are very famous people from Gary.
there are.
I.e. the Jackson family. So there famous people have come out of Gary. I'm not from fucking Gary, Indiana, you mother.
You're from South Bend, Indiana.
How dare
Nice.
you? Ember, you are up to the mic.
All right. So you kind of got what I wanted to know was about fear of hell, and you kind of covered that already. So instead, I'm going to ask, did you eat the Jesus? How much Jesus did you eat? And have you ever tried strawberry Jesus?
So I never got baptized, and so I've never eaten Jesus. And then strawberry Jesus sounds. I saw the AI art that you had posted on your community about choosing strawberry Yahweh and strawberry Jesus. It looked like.
Well, I know that this one, it looks more Yahweh-ish, but if you can get past the really light hair, it's about a early 30s facial features. So yeah, I was surprised that the vote went that way, because when I looked a few hours later, there were like 8 votes, and they were all for stealing the strawberries Jesus. But then when I checked the next day when I was setting up the memes, it was like 64% for this Jesus. I'm like, okay. Huh. If I let people vote, I got to go with what they decide,
Wow.
What do you think this is, America? We don't do that anymore.
Oh, but Jesus won the Electoral College, right?
Yeah, right. No, Satan won the Electoral College. Jesus had the popular vote, but that damn Satan got the damn... Megan, did you need more time? Megan, did you need more time? Are you ready? Are you ready, or did you want some more? Do a couple more people.
Not any questions right now. No, I don't really. I don't think I had any questions.
Okay, Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm curious about your road to Damascus.
Oh,
yeah. So I'm
really curious about the road to Damascus moment, because I think that's really funny. It's like the light shone around me and I became an atheist. Whoa! Wait a second.
Enlightenment.
So, I thought that I had been visited by God, but in hindsight, my hardened heart is so hard and cold and disastrous that I just think it was the Nero firings in my head. I had prayed and meditated that night, almost apologizing that my head was so full of garbage that I couldn't become a Christian type of thing. and then I had whatever it was. I found out within the last year that it's called a theophany. And then it's fairly common. It's fairly common, actually.
Yeah.
And most of the testimonials I'd heard about it were either drug induced or I was in the back of a van and I was on a trip with my youth group or something like that, and I had my they would say my vision of Jesus or something like that. Well, mine wasn't of Jesus. It was of just light, and it was the warm tinglies. It felt like I was kind of immersed in oil from the inside. And it probably lasted about 5 to 10 minutes. I think I was asleep for the first couple of minutes, and then I was awake for the last couple of minutes. And, in that time, I pretty much felt like I was on the mission to, I basically... Whatever I was talking to, I just remember saying, it is impossible for me to accept it on faith. And the response was some variation of, hey, it's okay. You don't need faith. You just need to make sure it's not deception. Oh, okay, I can do that. And then the first thing I did was go out and I started studying it as if it's not deception. And guess what I found? It's all deception.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say
Ember's reaction is perfect.
It's a similar kind of thing. I was kind of imagining this, like God putting their hand on your shoulder, saying, "It's okay, son. I'm not real."
And I affectionately refer to it as my vision of the flying spaghetti monster, but really I just think it was neurofirings in my head. It was just emotionals coming to a pivotal point or something. I really don't know. I don't know.
Just some acid in a drink.
Yeah, I was not under the influence of anything. If I'd had anything to drink that day, it would have been, a beer or two at dinner or, something. I was, I probably would have been playing some variation of a ship PvP in my life. I didn't drink to excess while I was doing that. So I've never taken drugs.
I'm on my way.
We can help you.
We can help you with that if you'd like.
Yes, we can help you with
Thank
that.
you. I've only inhaled on purpose once, but I did go to a Widespread Panic concert in Milwaukee about 20 years ago, and I had no idea who Widespread Panic was. And let's just say I slept the entire second half of the concert from secondhand. So I've just never been a fan. It just makes me tired as a secondhand smoker. So
Bree just sent me a new one. How do you feel
Listen,
about
if you're going to be
Pumpkin Christ?
secondhand smoking my smokes, then you're going to help me pay for them.
Yeah, that's right. That is. I have plausible deniability, but not very much.
I'm down to my last jar of weed.
Oh no!
It's legal. It's legal here now, so that's
what?
There's some decent dispensaries.
It's only the size of my head.
In Chicagoland areas, prices are high, but it's Chicago. What did you expect?
Yeah.
My ex would murder someone for that much weed.
That's 1/3 of what I order every
All
other
he's
month.
responsible for like 87% of the cannabis consumption on Prince Edward Island, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, not that much, but
We lost a Neil.
We lost the man. What happened there?
Neil,
Yeah.
Where are we at around the horn?
Yeah. So, Pumpkin Christ. What do you think?
Pumpkin Christ?
Welcome back, Neil. It's nice to see you again.
Nail.
Can't hear you.
You're muted.
Can't hear you, dude.
I said.
There we go.
You said
hit the wrong button.
Camera on.
Is We don't know that.
Lawrence,
We have
turn
to
your
ask you
camera on.
nicely because we're civilized human beings. We don't like to assume anything, Neil. We love you, Neil, and we want you to be here. We don't want you to, get abducted by, atheists.
Or
Mm.
aliens.
Yeah, you can't trust those atheists. So
Mike, send you a link. We got 10. Sorry, Eric. We're full right now. Somebody, Mike.
Well, you could have taken Neil's spot if you were really quick.
Yeah, I suppose.
yep, like a ninja.
I'll jump down. My computer is lagging anyways.
There we go.
What?
Well,
Okay.
no, you don't have to. Mike, you go in the
Nice to
background.
see you, Megan. Even though it was a little pixelated.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my
Today?
computer's lagging anyway. But I did want to show you guys something after the show, though. But so maybe
Boot that
I'll jump
Neil
back
guy.
in.
You want to try and share your screen real quick? So we'll try and do it before it completely kicks you.
Oh no, I didn't want to show it live on the.
Oh,
YouTube.
okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'll send you a thing after.
Oh, it's one of those pictures.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, Neil,
Flooded into my
For
feed.
after the show.
I would love to see.
Neil,
I want to know where all
now.
y'all minds went. All right,
So
I'm
I
gonna
hear
get
what
the
you
chat.
said. You roboted.
I gotta go too. The lightning is getting pretty close.
Oh my.
All right.
Swedish.
That's okay.
Swedish,
We're done here in a few minutes, anyways.
Swedish is 30% steel, so he's got to be careful for thunderstorms.
That's
I just
right.
came in, but yeah.
But Jimmy, I wanted to ask you this:
Go put your
safe,
rubber
Reed.
suit on. Straight.
Are you happy?
Where's Eric?
I am
Lots of room for Eric now.
like happy with my decision. I mean, just in general, overall, yes, I'm happy.
And how long did it take you to stop wrestling with the decision you made without you realizing you'd stopped wrestling with it? When did it sink all the way in?
Well, like the demons were pretty much dealt with through the hiking trips, I would say. Moving to Chicago and always walking, sitting by the lake, and then walking on the trail, definitely walked off. The colloquial reference to demons. I don't think there's actually demons, but yeah, most of that was done through nature and kind of the meditation that nature takes you, the walking. There's I was talking to one of my coworkers. He's been sleeping in his tent outside. He lives on a farm out in the middle of nowhere here in Western Chicago, and he was talking about mornings just laying there and you can feel the cold ground on your back, and if your back's a little sore, it actually feels good and stuff like that. He's like, there's something going on. I was like, there is something inside of me that takes the song of the babbling brook and the insects and the birds, the chipmunks hopping through the leaf underbrush, all of those things combined. There is something inside of me that understands that language, and whether or not there's whatever that is, there is something in me that fills up and says, okay, I'm full. I just soaked it up like a sponge to water and I'm good. That part of it really was what turned the point where angry, empty Jimmy, I guess you could say, became full, happy Jimmy. I don't think it had to do much with religion. It had more to do with going out and seeking life with vigor instead of, being in all the positions that I was before. Life is kind of a bully, and sometimes it's good to just go punch it in the nose.
Put that on a t-shirt.
So
I've heard a number of philosophers over the years say something to the effect of, we're most at home in nature, and religion is our attempt to substitute for the nature we no longer have access to, because we do work, home, baseball game, work, home, church, etc. Mm-hmm. Does that seem about right to you, or?
Yeah, I think the there is a moment in which I remember getting fired from a job one time, and I remember earlier that day saying, what if I didn't have to do this job anymore? And, you know, I kept that job because I'd been doing that job for the last 4 years, and it sucked. And I now wouldn't do that. I just know I wouldn't. I'd be like, well, cheese has moved. If that's a reference everybody understands, is a motivational book called Who Moved the Cheese? The cheese has moved. Let's go on, find something else. Might be a struggle for a bit. Might have to rebuild. Might have to switch tracks. But in the long run, it'll be worth it.
Should be.
And, you know, staying on the same track was what I used to do. I no longer have that. It's just, I'm okay with jumping tracks and staying poor for a little while and then becoming, you know, hopefully better off or wealthy or something like that. I'm actually in a situation where I'm pretty well-to-do financially. So, you know, it's not, I wish I could do more in the community, but there's been a little bit of a change. I was supposed to go through hike again this year, but it didn't happen. We've had a couple of life situations.
Yeah, you mentioned that a while ago.
Yeah.
Context.
Life gets lifey.
Yeah, I was supporting the atheist community pretty heavily, and now it's really dialed back about 20% of what it was, roughly. Maybe touch less than that, but close. I'm still supporting it. I wish I could support it more.
You're here in this show, and that's a big support too. Because
it's and I'm, you know, also kind of spending some of my resources to do it myself. But the weather's just been too nice. I've got one in my head. I've built a trailer kind of thing, and it's one of those that every time, like the Catholic one, I wanted to do 4 parts. I wanted to do 1, and then I decided to do 2, and then it turned into 3 or 4. And then I had to put it on hold because it was just so overwhelming looking at all of these piece of shit Catholic priests who got away with it for so long, but trans are the problem.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, it's basically a Catholic versus Pride Month bonanza. And it just mentally hurts to see the Catholics cut off their nose to spite their face, essentially.
Yeah, well, you got a scapegoat. You got a distraction. No, don't look at us. Look over there. Fun fact, I looked up a couple of weeks ago. There are, I think it was 56% of Catholic priests have at least one allegation against them currently pending. And half of those have 2 or more.
Oh my! Well, I learned from the Meta's podcast, Friendly Atheist podcast, that this was a couple of months ago, that there was a investigation done by the state's attorney's office here in Illinois for just allegations from the diocese here in Illinois. I don't remember how many there were, but they were like, turn over what you have. We're going to investigate. And they turned over something like around 90 allegations from I think 5 parishes, 5 dioceses in the Illinois area. It was something like 90 something. They started to investigate. The Catholic Church then turned over about another 100. So they had somewhere around 200. And then they came back and there were something like almost 530, I think was the final number that came out over this summer of a number of allocations past and present.
So horrible.
Like since 1950 or something like that. Yeah. So that was just Illinois. And basically Illinois got the idea from, I believe, Pennsylvania's state's attorney's office doing a similar investigation. And multiple other states started to investigate as well. So there's another round of there's another round of child sexual attack type of lawsuits coming. I don't know how many of them can be labeled as criminal, but potentially another round coming, and you could see the Catholic Church kind of doing damage control. And look over here, the illusionists is look over here, and look what just happened. Oh, we got hit with another round of bad headlines.
Yeah, it'd be too bad if somebody had the court case right here. Plaintiff Mara held filed a 2-count amend complaint against defendant the Diocese of Joliet, alleging retaliatory discharge and violation of the Whistleblower Act. Defendant filed a combined motion to dismiss the complaint with prejudice, which the trial court granted. On appeal, the appellate court affirmed the dismissal based on the doctrine of ecclesiastical abstention. So because they're a church, they can just shuffle them around, and that's their duty as clergy, is they are now protected. They can just shuffle all of the baddies into another parish or into another diocese, and they don't have to report that to the state, even if it's illegal.
But the amazing thing listening to all of these stories is the number one attack that religious organizations use is to protect children from pedophilia.
Mm-hmm. Protect the children.
Probably the biggest mass organized
violators.
I was trying
Neil.
to share a Portland Press Herald story. James Talbot, former priest and Cheverus High School teacher in Portland, and pleaded guilty Monday to charges he sexually assaulted a boy in Freeport in the 1990s. And that boy was former Cheverus High School student Michael Doherty,
Later, Phoebe,
who is a friend of mine. James Talbot this was a Catholic boy from a Catholic family. Doherty's North Freeport store is, out there, and he's okay, but not really.
All right, we're gonna bring this whole thing down to a close.
On that happy note,
I don't get to ask my round the horn question. Then.
Oh yeah, he had a question for Jimmy.
Go ahead, birthday boy.
No, it's all right.
Close us out, birthday boy.
Hey Jimmy.
Hey.
Have you ever played disc golf?
There it is.
And if so, what'd you shoot your last round at?
I have never played disc golf.
Frisbee golf, disc golf. Get up there, try it. It's a lot of fun.
There is a right next to my mother-in-law. I walk through the course all the time, but I've never gotten into it. I play golf. I play golf about 3 times a year on average. I'm not very good at it though, but I enjoy it.
You don't have to be. Just get out there and throw a disc.
All right. I'm primarily a hockey player, but I am also kind of on the DL still. I've got an abductor injury that just won't heal after 2 years. It'll be 2 years at the end of this month.
One of these days, Ollie, I will gather up the troops and take all of the Chicago people disc golfing, and I'll record it so that you can watch and criticize and give us all the tips and tricks necessary.
I'm going to hold you
maybe,
to that, Mike.
Maybe for your birthday next year, we'll have Ollie Con and we'll all go disc golfing. But you'll have to fly out as our guest of honor.
Oh, I thought you were all going to PEI.
Hell no.
You guys arrange something like that, and I might show
What do you
up.
mean, hell no?
I'm not
I'll
flying
need at
across
least a couple of months' notice so I get my passport ready.
Yeah, I'm not paying for a flight to pee. I want him to come here. It's cheaper.
Oh, I thought you were paying for my flight there.
Yeah.
Well,
And
admittedly,
to be
it'd be a
honest,
lot cheaper to fly me there than you guys all fly here. So,
that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. And you better bring your discs because we ain't buying those. That ain't in the budget.
Yeah.
So bring toys for us.
Neil's back.
Howdy.
Yeah, sorry, I had to pee.
No worries. We
It
have
happened.
we are ready to receive our benediction.
Benediction?
Or you're around the horn question.
Oh, our flower, who art in
Oh, I think it's
Ollie's jar, I guess.
Yeah. Our bud, our bud who art in heaven. So go, bud.
Our bud who art in Ollie's jar. Smoky be thy name.
Thy purple hairs. For extra dankness.
Okay. Fuck you.
That was a
Mikey.
slow burn. How
All right,
dare
no,
you?
I'm tired. I got to go to bed, so we got to bring this to a close. I just want to thank Jimmy for being our guest with Mike and me tonight.
Yeah.
Yay.
Pleasure having you on, bud.
Thank you very much, Neil and Mikey, for having me on as well.
You the man.
Bow tie blessed to everybody in the chat and here in the panel.
Yeah, hanging out, having a good time. I'm sorry, I got really tired because I was up at just after 3 this morning, so I couldn't fall back asleep. Yeah, because I start work
My
at 5.
parents
But normally I
told me
get
last
up at
night.
4. So, oh, did they?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well,
They
they
weren't
were
making any
finishing up-
noises, were they?
No, but they were. My dad does like carpentry work and shit like that. They were renovating my bathroom right. I stayed here last night.
We were
So I
almost
didn't get
there.
sleep last night just because they were here.
I got you. Yeah, thanks to our patrons and our members. And there are ways to become either one of those if you're interested. If you like what we do, you can always help support the show, and all of it does help. So thank you to everyone who is a patron members.
Thank you.
And thanks everyone in the chat.
Yay.
And yeah. Until next time, guys, like I always say at the end of the after parties, like the late, great Carl Sagan once said, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Peace.
We'll see you guys next time.
And the Declaration of Independence is separate than the Constitution.
Yeah.
Sure is.